Good morning, this is Babatunde with Pennystocking 100 to 1000. Welcome back to the series where we take a fresh account on Webull starting with just $100 and show you the journey it takes to grow that $100 to $1,000 over time. And we're back. Today is May 30th, 2019. Markets are slightly green. And when we left off the series, we were in on a very, very terrible play that I should never have been in on, and that was JAGX, JAGX. And so this was the play on this one. We lost $28 on that. I'm just so happy to be out of it. Like I said, it was a terrible play for me to get in anyway. You can see we got out at 17 cents in the pre-market, at 7.21 in the pre-market. Remember, we were in this yesterday. We bag-held it. We bag-held it on Tuesday, and we got in at 19 cents. Remember, it was trading in between a range of 17 and 20, and 20 was like the resistance. And we got in at 19, and it didn't do much that day. And so I held it overnight. And in the pre-market, there is like zero volume. There was like no bids or anything like that. So I just decided, let me just go ahead and get out. You know, I was going to get out regardless that day, today. You know, for a loss or win, I didn't really care. I just wanted to be out. And, you know, 17 was the best I was going to get. I couldn't get any better than that because it just was not any buying pressure whatsoever. And let me show you the chart actually for this because that way you can actually see that there really just wasn't anything going on with this period. And even right now, you can see it's been trading after hours of 17, intraday it closed at 16. It did get on the open, it did reach 1860. Not a big deal. I just wanted to be out because it just was not worth my time at all. And it didn't do much. It just did not do much. And then, so I just went ahead and got out. And so after that play, we got into OBLN. OBLN was a good play for the day. If you took advantage of that initial swing in the pre-market where it went from like 120-ish to 170, I believe, and then back down. Of course, I missed that play because I was still trying to sell out of JAGX because it just wasn't any bids on it. So I missed that move. But then there was another move on OBLN later on that day and towards the open. The first 15 minutes, it traded 10 million in volume, and it was insane. So we got in the pre-market at $1.40 a share, and you can see we just got out in the after hours at 7:06 at $1.55. And that's all we got from that. So we made 10% on that, which wasn't huge, but I kind of got greedy on this one. I could have locked in 170, 180. It got up to 192 actually on the intraday. It got up to 192, but I got a little greedy. I saw all this volume. The float is 21 million. I don't know if that's up to date or not, because I checked Yahoo and it says it's about 9 million in the float. But either way, it traded 60 million in volume today. But the first 15-minute ticker, you can see there's 13 million in volume. The first tick. And so I saw that as a huge sign of strength. So I rolled that wave on up. And yes, it did get up to here, and it got to 192. But I thought it might break the twos very, very easily on this type of a volume. But unfortunately, it did not. And so it's consolidated around the 150s most of that afternoon, and then eventually for the power hour, it dipped, and then it started going back up towards the close a little bit. And in the after hours, it didn't really do much. It went to about 165, something like that, and then it settled back in the 150s. And so right now it's trading at 151 in after hours. So I went ahead and just cut the loss. Not cut the loss. I'm sorry. Took the small win at $1.55 a share. It's just not worth my time. It's a pump and dump, and the only reason it's up right now, arguably, is because there's this rumor that Johnson & Johnson are going to buy out OBLN for $8 a share, something like that. So, and that's just a rumor. It has not been confirmed or anything. And the article that Seeking Alpha put out has been taken down very, very quickly. So it's probably just a pump and dump. And I don't really want to take this into tomorrow in the pre-market. The pre-market, this thing might crash, back down to $1 or back to $1.20 or something like that. So I just went ahead and locked in that small gain, and because like I said, you just cannot trust this. Worst case scenario, yes, it has support around here in the 140s, but it's just not really worth waiting to see, because pre-market has very, very volatile swings. It could very, very easily lose out. Just because it has 60 million in volume today does not mean it can't lose out on volume in the pre-market. Doesn't mean it can't tank and drop, back down here to its last resistance or support here, roughly at $1. I just don't trust it. So I went ahead and took that win and moved on. And we will be watching this among other things in the pre-market tomorrow, but I just rather not be in this right now, just in case. Now, if it shows some strength in the pre-market, we might get back in, but the play might just be dead. The whole buy the rumor, sell the news thing, it's just, it's not worth sitting around for. The hype may be over. So we're out. And I decided just to ride the hype because I'm a hype man. I like to ride the hype, So I'm actually in on. This is not a penny stock, but BYND, Beyond Meat, that new IPO company that has rose exponentially in a very, very short time. Now for like a month, and it went from like 40, 50 or something like that, and now it's traded to $105 today. So let's show you the chart for BYND. Again, this is not a penny stock, but that is fine. So it had a lot of buying pressure on this thing. It went from 86 all the way to 105 on massive volume, 12 million in volume. So and the float is 50 million on here. But so that's a really, really strong move considering the float. So we saw that move, and then it actually dropped back down to about 94-ish, and then it closed the day at 98-ish. And so right now in after hours it's at 97, but we went ahead and got in after hours around 7 in after hours. We got in at 97.99, so basically $98 a share. We bought 3 shares, so we're just trying to ride the hype a little bit right now. I'm not expecting too much. Even if I can make $2 a share, make a quick $6 on the pre-market by selling it overnight, that's fine with me. I'm okay with that. So even if it jumps back up to like $100 in the pre-market, I'm probably just gonna lock that in and move on and make a day trade later. That's all I'm expecting actually. Resistance right here at 100. So if it gets that in the pre-market, I'll probably lock it in. Maybe it goes up higher. We'll see what happens. But that's what I'm planning on doing for tomorrow in the pre-market. So that's gonna pretty much do it for this episode of Pennystocking 100 to 1000. And we just encourage you all to stay motivated, stay inspired, study, and penny stocks will reward you.